I'm feeling your vibes. It's incredible how on day one of the festival, the energy level in Stone Town goes like from 0 to 100.
That's veteran festival director Yusuf Mahmoud greeting the crowd on the opening night of the Sauti za Busara Festival in Stone Town, Zanzibar, Tanzania. Hello, Banning Air with you on Afropop Worldwide from PRX. Georges Collinet is a little under the weather as we go to air today, so I'm standing in for him. But fear not, he's fine and he'll be back at this microphone very soon. Today, we sample highlights from 3 blissful nights of music inside a massive 18th century stone fort by the sea under clear, blue East African skies. A lot of music to get to on our program today, Sauti za Busara 2023. We start with a young group creating their own fusion of coastal Swahili sounds. This is Wangwana Band.
My name is Tryphon, and this is the Wangwana Band from here in Zanzibar, and was established in 2019. Why we came up with this an idea, because we tried to take some of the traditional Tata music instruments to come up with our new styles, our own songs, our own compositions, and to prove some people wrong, like music without bass or without keys is nothing. You can't do music, and we say we can do that without any bass player or any key, and people will dance and, being in a good mood.
Thank you, Tryphon Everest. Tryphon mentioned Tarab music. That's a sound unique to the Swahili East African coast, and we'll have more to say about that in a moment. But when Tryphon was a teenager, playing this type of music was the last thing on his mind.
At that time, traditional music, especially Tarab music, seems to be dead. That's why people of the Dao Countries Music Academy sat down together and to establish this. So young generation started to learn some of the traditional Tara music instruments. Myself, I didn't like that before, but once when I came to the academy, playing traditional music was first priority. So either you want or not, you must learn tradition first and then you'll do your own things.
What turned Tryphon around was the education he received at the Dao Countries Music Academy in Stone Town. In fact, many of the local groups at the Sauti za Busara Festival got their start at the DCMA, as it's known. We visited one day to take in the ambiance. Students were mingling, discussing, rehearsing, getting ready for an evening concert. This welcoming space was the birthplace of Wangwana Band.
Mungwana, I can say, is anyone who cares about others. He or she is very happy to see someone's good. So we are Mungwana, like kindly people. We all here met at the Dao Countries Music Academy. Like this guy here, my fellow graduate. Myself, I used to be a student and now I became a teacher there. So we all met there and thought like, hey, let's just sit together and let's try what things we can just come up with.
Just next door to the Dao Countries Music Academy is the headquarters of a legendary Zanzibar ensemble, one we've featured on this program before, including when we've attended the very first edition of Sauti za Busara way back in 2004. I'm talking about the Culture Music Club. We stopped by the night before the festival to catch a rehearsal.
My name is Chimbeni Ferry. This is to tell you that you are here in the Culture Musical Club. Our home sweet home is Zanzibar, Tanzania.
This group has a long history. Back in 1964, it formed as a combination of local street groups, and it went under various names before settling on Culture Music Club in the 1980s. None of those original members are still around, but many have come to take their places over the years. The challenge now is to recruit young musicians for the future. We asked Chimbeni how that's going in the age of Afrobeats, hip-hop, and bongo flavor.
Very difficult, but we try to educate them. This is traditional Taarab of Zanzibar. You know, there are two groups. Malindi, they play traditional Taarab, like Culture Musical Club. And then there are another, so many clubs mixing the here and there, but they don't play traditional. They play music which is absolutely out of Zanzibar. They use guitar, not guitar only, but in Zanzibar we don't use that. We play with violin, qanun, wood. So we tell these young ladies that they have to follow us, and that is why we are still here. We go to find the ladies or gents, try to tell them that why don't you want to come in Culture Musical Club? Yes, we will. I'm ready to come. Write a letter. He's writing a letter, this and that I need to be with you, this and then we try to answer. That's what we do.
The next night, we saw Culture Music Club full force, young and old, on stage at the opening night of the Sauti za Busara Festival. Such a sweet sound. Taarab music from Culture Music Club, something absolutely unique to Zanzibar. Banning air, sitting in for Georges Collinet on Afropop Worldwide from PRX. Midway through Culture Music Club's set, the ensemble switched to more percussive dance music, the style known as kidumbak. Chibeni told us the difference between Taarab and kidumbak.
You need to know the difference. And Taarab, we play in front of the people, ladies and gentlemen. Long time ago, it was gentlemen only. But now we sing ladies and gentlemen. We're staying together during heavy occasions of government and things like that. While kidumbaki for ladies during their wedding parties, celebrating this and that. But we gentlemen, we are not allowed to go just to see, but not to dance and to do everything. You know, you have seen these ladies dancing there. No, gentlemen don't do that.
In kidumbak, the stand-up double bass is replaced by a one-string box bass called sanduku.
That sanduku guide the ladies to dance, to change the steps. When they play sanduku, boom, 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 boom. The ladies who is dancing change position to follow that sanduku.
Culture Music Club with kidumbak. Sauti za Busara puts an emphasis on East African music and also on groups led by women. The lineup also includes islands further out into the Indian Ocean like Mayotte, home to the artist Zili.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Zili et je suis une artiste de Mayotte.
Zili says there's a rich mix of music in Mayotte, styles from the east like Salegi from Madagascar, and also East African and European influences, even Amapiano from South Africa. The island is a cultural crossroads, but Zili also works in local traditions in her sound.
Je fais aussi le mbiwi. Le mbiwi qui est une danse et chant traditionnel qu'on trouve typiquement à Mayotte.
Zili's describing a Mayotte traditional song and dance style called mbiwi. It's a form of expression especially for women, and many of Zili's songs address the concerns of women, and her audience loves her for that. Let's hear Zili and her band performing the song Moina Bibi from her debut album Imani na Amani. And if this reminds you of Malagasy Salegi, well, you're not wrong.
Karata diski karata. Yuko number one bila shimanga. Wala kila kia pia haraka. Miapola mena. Mena. Ipola mena. Sasa mena. Miapola mena. Mena. Ipola mena. Sasa mena. Zanzibari waye! Zanzibari waye! Zanzibari waye! Sauti za Busara waye! Sauti za Busara waye! Kama. Diwane, atoya hea dahane. Diwane, atoya hea dahane. Achia na shaluku ya hari mabare. Adibati makunsamwe. Hey! Adibati musharani banguwe pasi. Kali joue la hela kali joue la hela kali wanyamusuriri site wasikariri wanyamusuri susute wasikariri nekampanda farasi wasipanga.
Fantastic. From Mayotte, Zili with Moina Bibi. Let's keep the Indian Ocean vibe going with a group from Ile de la Réunion. Kalubadja is a young band putting a new generation spin on the classic Réunion music style called Maloya.
Bébé la mienne, Aliko, hey, bébé la mienne, Aliko, tous les jours ensemble, nous partageons tous les jours nous délit. C'est comme si c'était le dernier jour. Ah, alors, Kaline, nous, c'est notre amour. Ah, mais faites pas le temps des. Ah, le temps, il est fait. Ma santé, vous comprenez. Eh, tant ça de bébé. Eh, tant ça de bébé.
hot maloya from the group Kalubaja from Ile de la Réunion in the Indian Ocean, performing live at the Sauti za Busara Festival in Zanzibar. Okay, let's hear a group from mainland Tanzania, the town of Bagamoyo to be precise. Maybe you recognize this sound.
My name is Msafiri Hukwe Zawose. I'm a son of Dr. Hukwe Zawose, the legendary Tanzanian musician. I'm doing traditional music from Tanzania, from the Wagogo people. So I play ilimba, zeze, filimbi, and ngoma.
These are extraordinary instrumental timbres unique to the Wagogo people of Tanzania. And the way they sing?
Actually, most of the Wagogo voices, it came from the animal and birds. Even the tuning, it's very much connected with bird and animal.
The great Hukwe Zawose passed away in 2003, and his nephew and accompanist Charles Zawose died the following year. For quite a while, the family was cast into disarray, forced to work in other professions, but they never left the music. And in the fall of 2022, 5 members of the clan came together to form the group we're hearing now, Zawose Reunion.
Our goal is to keep the tradition alive in any means, in any ways, in any whatever. Keeping the tradition alive, inspiring the people, to share all around the world. Music of Tanzania, music of Wagogo, music of Zawose, and keeping Hukwe alive, bringing them more ideas in different ways.
Sahani yangu edukira, nange nange edukira. Sahani yangu edukira, nange nange edukira. Sahani yangu edukira, nange nange edukira. Sahani yangu do edukira, nange nange edukira. Sahani yangu edukira, sahani yangu do edukira, nange nange edukira. 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 Thank you. Karibu sana.
Shukran. Thank you so much.
Now we are kukaya nene. Now we are kukaya nene. Duaria swahe. Yes, this is Msafiri the Wose. I'm listening Afropop worldwide.
Thank you, Msafiri. Much appreciated. Coming up, Swahili encounters, bongo flavor, pop tarab, and more from the stage at Sauti za Busara in Stone Town, Zanzibar, Tanzania. Visit afropop.org for more on the Sauti za Busara Festival, including some very nice images of these artists on the stage. I'm Banning Air, sitting in for Georges Collinet, and you're listening to Afropop Worldwide from PRX. On the final night of the Sauti za Busara Festival, Ivory Coast reggae star Tiken Jah Fakoly was the closing act. But just before him, we heard from a unique figure in Tanzania's bongo flava scene, Damien Soul, singer, songwriter, guitarist, and composer. Damien grew up in the outskirts of Dar es Salaam in an area called Sinza. He had famous musicians as neighbors, like bandleader Remy Ongala and members of Milimani Park Orchestra, a classic Swahili rumba band.
I think Sinza is the place where bongo flava started. Kwanzaa, you need diplomats. Most people were coming from that area. I came from a background of hip-hop, jazz, gospel, and tradition. I blend all this together and I come up with my own style. I'm still under the umbrella of bongo flava, but when you hear my music, it's more the world music, because I also got inspired by all these African legends as Salif Keita and Mol Kante. Really inspired me because my dad used to play their records when I was young and I could go crazy. Papa Wemba.
Well, before all that, Damien got his early musical education in church.
When I was growing up, my mother was really a church lady, a spiritual person. So she used to take me to church. I was attending Sunday schools and stuff. And then later, I decided to be also a church boy. I learned guitar. I was in the choir, and I got really a lot of skills from church because there were a lot of talented musicians around. And I just decided that I want to do it professionally. So right after I came from college, I dropped my first track. Hakuna Matata was my first track.
Hakuna Matata, mani nzuri, inapendeza sana. Hima, sema kweli, kamwe usikatishwe tamaa. Tafuta, zama jambo jema la kufanya sio kurudi nyuma. Sahau yalopita, kujuta nako kutakoma. Hakuna
Major Hit was a really big song, and by that time I had no support, but I just managed to put a record out. And after 6 months, the song blew up. Who is this guy? They thought I'm from Kenya. So every time I could hear my music on one of the big radio stations, which is Clouds FM, they used to say, this is Hakuna Matata from Damien Soul from Kenya. Damien Soul from Kenya. Interesting.
Interesting indeed. These days, everyone knows Damien is Tanzanian. He's one of the country's most beloved artists. In his set at Sauti za Busara, Damien featured a recent song called Mapopo.
Mapopo became one of the major hit songs till date. It connected to people because of the style of the music that I use. I'm a piano/bongo flavor. And the melody that I use, it sounds very coastal, which represents me, because I was born and grew up in this coast region in Tanzania. It really connected to people because of the Salam Alaikum thing. Most people, when they hear Salam Alaikum, they think it's for Muslim, but Salam Alaikum means peace be unto you. So even if you're a Christian, you say Amani ya Bwana iwe nawe. You know, it's one of the very famous saying, maybe in a church. Peace be unto you. Amani is mapopo.
Assalamu salam. Ninatuma zangu salamu. Zikufikie salamu. Salam.
Salimini salama. Afrika dunia nzima. Keyo. Sikiliza kinanda. Sikiliza kinanda. Kutoka Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar. Amsha ponguna, amsha mambo, mambo. Cheza, cheza. Everybody. Nuri on the set. Break it down for a second. Shout out to my Chicolo. Nikki said, asa, bamba, sing after me. Zanzibar, you ready to party tonight? Zanzibar, you ready to party? Sauti za Busara, you ready to party? Let's go, let's get it. Ali Zanzibar, we wanna party. Zanzibar, we wanna party. Zanzibar, we wanna party. Zanzibar, we wanna party. Oh, piano. Piano. Let's go, say, pom, 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 pom. One more time, say, pom, 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 pom. One more time, pom, 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 pom. Thank you very much for having me tonight.
Damien Soul rocking the crowd at Sauti za Busara. Listeners may remember the Nile Project, a collaboration of artists from the 11 countries that border the Nile River. One of those artists was Asia Madane of Sudan and now of Egypt. She was very pleased to be returning to this Zanzibar festival.
I love Sauti za Busara because I meet a lot of musicians from different countries, and Zanzibarian it is very, very kind. In Zanzibar, I think in my country, this is the second time. I'm so happy. I'm so proud. All the team.
When we spoke, one of Asia's nimble-fingered percussionists helped out with translation.
My name is Mustafa Al-Kirdeni. I'm a drummer. Asia's beginning was around a lot of percussions in her hometown. She was involved in a lot of the music scene there. She used to play percussion. There's a Sudanese instrument called the luka. She used to play it when she was a little kid, and that's how she started getting involved in music.
فكنت يعني بحب الموضوع ده وماشيه فيه من انا صغيره لحد ما كبرت. كان عندي مشكله انه اهلي كانوا ما موافقين او ما.
She kept learning and developing herself on the daluka and percussions in general, and her parents were a little bit against music.
My family is not like this من أنا صغيرة. كان عندي مشكلة إنه كان عندي تحدي إنه أنا لازم يعني to be.
It was a challenge for her, but then when she moved to Egypt, it was a different scene. It was more open. She tried different things in music, and she kept developing more in Egypt, in Cairo.
الفنون بوابة فيها تنوع تعتبر هوليود العرب.
In Cairo, Asia found like-minded musicians and began composing songs, often focusing on empowering women. But she never lost her connection to her Sudanese roots.
I believe my country of different music, different people, different culture. West Sudan, East Sudan, South Sudan, and single all the culture for Sudan.
Asia's set was a thicket of complex rhythms, all centered around her fiercely committed voice.
no shura chate. Saruwe, saruwe, yeah. Saruwe, saruwe, yeah. Saruwe, saruwe, yeah.
From Harare, Zimbabwe, a place near and dear to my heart, that's Nasibo and her band opening their set with a song of thanks to the ancestors. These young musicians are well versed in Zimbabwe's traditions, but they're making a new music for a new time. Keep an eye out for Nasibo. I have a feeling we'll be hearing a lot more from her. Now let's return to the Sauti za Busara stage to hear an icon of modern Taarab music in the coastal Tanzanian city of Tanga.
Performance yetu ya mwisho kwa usiku wa leo kwa jukwaa hili la Amphitheater. Tuko tayari jamani kwa performance ya mwisho kwa usiku wa leo kwenye jukwaa hili?
Okay, let me translate. Are you guys ready for the next performance?
Yeah.
So we have a legend that is going to come on stage, and she has been doing this for so long and so beautifully and so elegantly.
Kabisa. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for Patricia Hillary?
Please give it up for this legend. Come on, guys, show some love. Yeah.
Usiyatoe asilani, mapenzi yangu yaweke, usiyatoe asilani. Penzi lina raha yake, asiyejua ni nani. Penzi lina raha yake, asiyejua ni nani. Penzi mfano wa pete, uvapo kidoleni. Penzi mfano wa pete, uvapo kidoleni. Mapenzi matamu ni wapona mpenzi, sioni mwingine wakufanana na wewe. Nitalienzi penzi lako, sitokuacha asilani. Nitalienzi penzi lako, sitokuacha asilani.
Such a unique sound, even if you're not a fan of drum machines. That's modern Taarab from Tanga with the inimitable Patricia Hillary. Now let's hear a young Tanzanian group based in Zanzibar making their own fusion, including traditions from the mainland, the island, and further afield, even Brazilian capoeira.
This is Zani Ubuntu, all the way from Stone Town, Zanzibar. And my name is Jimmy, the drummer.
My name is Sam Glove. I'm a bassist in Zani Ubuntu, also I'm a leader of the group. Zani Ubuntu is a group of 15 young, and they do different acting, like dancing, music, acrobatic, in short.
I think we were about to get a demonstration of Zanzibar capoeira when festival director Yusuf Mahmood came by to put in a word for the band.
These are very creative, talented young new generation. I'm very proud that they're here with us. Zani Ubuntu, they're making very unique performances which include so many different influences. And I'm really proud of them, and we believe in them.
Amore vente come la politica, prima si sponsano e poi lasciano. L'amore mente come la politica. Prima si sponsano e poi lasciano. L'amore vende come la politica. Prima si sponsano e poi lasciano. L'amore vende come la politica. Prima si sponsano e poi lasciano. Ale bugi, mi anche la politica. Si sponsi e poi se ne vadano. Ukipendo webeleo amepatikana mpya, ukipendo webeleo wa zamani anajipya, ukipendo webeleo amepatikana mpya, ukipendo webeleo wa zamani anajipya. Mapenzi yanafuata pesa, siwezi kung'ang'ana yashani tesa. Mapenzi yanafuata pesa, siwezi kung'ang'ana yashani tesado. Au fora dell'amore, se il politica, ma tu mi abbandono. Au fora dell'amore, se il politica, ma tu mi abbandono. Mapenzi yanafuata pesa, siwezi kung'ang'ana yashani tesa. Mapenzi yanafuata pesa.
Pan-Tanzanian fusion from Zan Ubuntu. You know, this is a festival with high ideals. Sauti za Busara means sounds of wisdom. Every year, the lineup includes young acts, women-led bands, upcoming talent, and everything is 100% live, no playback. Near the close of the festival, director Yusuf Mahmood had a few words for the crowd.
You know, I'm really happy in Zanzibar here to see our leaders in government and businesses now are starting to talk about the blue economy and the green economy, how we can preserve the environment and make sustainable tourism in Zanzibar. But let's not forget music and culture, also important drivers for development. So my message to musicians in Tanzania, when you are entertaining guests in these hotels, beach resorts and so on, you don't have to be singing Jambo Bwana and Hotel California. Let's stop that nonsense. I would like to say thanks to Team Busara, to all the people behind the scenes. Wengine Hakuna Kulala, big up to our security, to our stage crew, to our technical crew. The sound has been amazing on both stages. Thank you, AB Sound, as well. Please put your hands together for the wafanyakazi wa Busara.
Amen, Yusuf and team. Well done. We leave you with a festival tradition. Every year, selected artists from the lineup are invited to come to Stonetown a few days early and collaborate on creating new music. It's called Swahili Encounters. Tryphon Everest from Wangwana Band explains.
Swahili Encounters, it's just like Sauti za Busara tried to pick some of the musicians from different groups which will perform for this festival and to come up with their own ideas, just sharing, doing an exchange through their music. So we sat down for almost 5 days to make like a performance together.
This year, Nasibo, Asia Madane, members of Zawose Reunion, Nax Bitota from Congo via Montreal, and others came together to make something absolutely beautiful. And that's our farewell to Sauti za Busara 2023.
Salam alaikum salam.
What's up, beautiful people? It's your man, Damien Soul, all the way from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and you're listening to Afropop Worldwide. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Damien. And big thanks to Yusuf Mahmood, the Paradise Jungle Hotel in Stonetown for beautiful accommodations for our team, and to everyone involved in the spectacular Sauti za Busara Festival. May you live forever. By the way, if you would like to join Afropop Worldwide at the festival in 2024, we're organizing an Afropop music lovers trip to Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar. And believe me, having just returned, this is an experience of a lifetime. If you're interested, write to us at info@afropop.org for details. Funding for Afropop Worldwide comes from the National Endowment for the Arts, which believes a great nation deserves great art, and from PRX affiliate stations around the U.S., and thank you for supporting your public radio station. Visit afropop.org for more on Sauti za Busara, especially photos of this year's artists in action. You can also find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at AfropopWW. My Afropop partner is Sean Barlow. Sean produces our program for World Music Productions. Research and production for this program by yours truly, Banning Air. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast, including radio programs and our Afropop Close-Up podcast series. And don't forget to join us next week for another edition of Afropop Worldwide with Georges Collinet back at the microphone. Our chief audio engineer is Michael Jones. This program was mixed in Brooklyn by Michael Jones. Additional engineering by yours truly, Banning Air from Afropop Central in Middletown, Connecticut. CC Smith and myself edit our website, afropop.org. Our director of new media is Mokwai Wabe Siolwe, and I'm Banning Air.